Hello guys, welcome to this channel. This is the first of many videos we'll be making, and today my friend I will be discussing Arsenal Football Club in general. If you're a football fan or you're an Arsenal fan, tune in as it will be a very interesting and lovely discussion. So we'll actually be looking at Arsenal's performances and Arsenal's their form the beginning of this 2022-2023 season. It's been absolutely amazing because actually no one saw what was coming. No, would I say no one saw what was coming? Because I personally did see what was coming last season. Because after the consecutive defeat to Newcastle, Tottenham and all that got them out of the top four, the game against Everton, that was the final game of last season, was actually a good game. What do you think? The game was actually a very, very lovely game, and I could see something coming up, the hunger coming up in terms of how the players were performing and how they played that match. They actually won, I think, 4-0 or so, which was a very good one. It was a very nice one. So today we'll be looking at their form. Arsenal has gone to win 11 matches, drawn 1 and lost just 1 game only this season. And even the game which they lost, I think it was because of Mikel Arteta's inexperience in terms of the substitution he made. So these are some of the things we'll be reviewing today. So we have this is, as I said earlier, this is the first video we'll be making, and we'll be discussing just few points today, just 4 few points. And that's Mikel Arteta's decision to sell Auba, Gabriel Jesus. So actually, if you're enjoying what you're saying, just do the needful. So I'm going to be asking him here to iron out some issues on the fact that Emerick AUBAMEYAng, which was the club's captain, was given out, I would say literally given out to Barcelona during the transfer window, and he got in Gabriel Jesus. What's your take on what he actually did? Do you feel it's a good decision, or he should have kept Auba even if he's getting Gabriel Jesus? Because if you're looking at both of them, AUBAMEYAng has the conversion rate, while Gabriel Jesus doesn't really have the conversion rate. We really do not need to lie to ourselves, and that was one of the main reasons why the Man City coach Pep Guardiola actually allowed him leave to Arsenal, because he doesn't have the conversion rate. So are you taking Auba over Gabriel, or Gabriel over Auba, or both? Did Arteta make a good decision? Actually, I wouldn't say Emerick AUBAMEYAng should have stayed at the club or not. It's really a dicey situation, because if you're looking at it, Mikel Arteta actually did a good job by getting out the club captain because of the disciplinary issues he had. He doesn't want someone that sets a bad example for his young squad, do you understand? So he is justified in a way by taking out Emerick AUBAMEYAng and bringing in Gabriel Jesus, who has been absolutely phenomenal this season. And looking at it in a way, yeah, we all know Gabriel Jesus hasn't lived up to expectation in terms of conversion rate, in terms of the goals he's meant to score. But in terms of all-round performance, you could see the improvement in what Emerick AUBAMEYAng was offering and what Gabriel Jesus actually offers. And the game against Chelsea shows everything. Emerick AUBAMEYAng had the least touches between both strikers, and you can see that even if Gabriel Jesus didn't score, he actually got into positions, he created some chances. AUBAMEYAng also got into positions, but he wasn't found out by his teammates. Sad enough for him, he wasn't found out by his teammates. So Gabriel Jesus actually offers more than what AUBAMEYAng offers in terms of positional play, in terms of coming back, tracking back. He literally plays almost all positions. Defense, he comes back, he helps his defenders, he goes forward, he tracks back, he does everything to justify Mikel Arteta's decision. So it's now on AUBAMEYAng to prove whether yes, the decision is good or bad. Arteta is wrong or Arteta is right. And now he hasn't done that because the game against Chelsea, he was absolutely found out. Saliba didn't leave him a second to breathe. So I would say, if maybe there was a way Mikel Arteta could have incorporated Emerick AUBAMEYAng in the squad and still brought in Gabriel Jesus, maybe it might have been a very big and good plus for Arsenal Football Club now. Because if Gabriel Jesus was in the squad now, AUBAMEYAng is in the squad right now, and AUBAMEYAng is in the squad also, maybe they can find a way to unite them and make them one weapon to terrorize all defenses. Because if Gabriel Jesus has the work rate and you combine AUBAMEYAng's conversion rate, then Arsenal will be a step further again this season. But yeah, it doesn't always work out that way, so it's safe enough to say that it's a good decision from my own point of view, from my own end. I think it's a very, very good decision. So both parties have moved on, and AUBAMEYAng is also doing well with his career, so good for two of them. Also, we'll be looking at Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah has been, towards the end of the season, he played the game against Chelsea Leeds and he scored, I think, two goals each or so, which he actually did well, and he won Arsenal the game. But since then, Nketiah has been rewarded with the new contract and the famous Thierry Henry's number 14 shirt. So what do you think on this decision also of Mikel Arteta? Yeah, Eddie Nketiah. Honestly, I think what's wrong with Eddie Nketiah, personally, I fancy Eddie Nketiah as a good striker. He has this also all-round kind of play, the kind of thing Mikel Arteta wants from a striker. To an extent, Eddie Nketiah has it, because his all-round style of play isn't so bad. Do you understand me? It's good. Eddie Nketiah's style of play is good. He gets into pockets, he gets into defending, he gets into good position with defender, and he has a good conversion rate to an extent. But for some reason this season, we haven't seen the last season Eddie Nketiah that got him the contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think Eddie Nketiah has put himself in a position where he's letting the pressure get into him, because he actually wants to be the number one of Arsenal Football Club. He wants to be the main striker. He wants Gabriel Jesus to be on the bench, which to an extent I think he should take off the pressure from him a bit. If he takes off the pressure, play the way he played last season, play with his head, keep pushing, I'm sure the goals are gonna roll in. Even last season when he wasn't the top striker, I think our Premier Emerick AUBAMEYAng and Alexander Lacazette were still at the club, and they were ahead of him in the pecking order, and he still did well coming into Europa League games, and he actually performed well in those games. Even in League Cup games, Europa League games, he plays well, he plays good. So I think if he takes up the pressure off him, he's going to actually deliver the way he has been delivering so much. But I'm not sure if what he actually did last season was enough to warrant them giving him the number 14. So if you're you're wearing the number 14 shirt, you should actually be proving you can live up to expectation and actually deliver something good. And the last thing we'll be reviewing Ben White's inclusion in the World Cup squad. Was it a right decision by the manager, by England's manager, Gareth Southgate? Honestly, I've been enjoying this discussion because this is the most interesting part. Ben White going to the World Cup. It was an absolute no-brainer, because if Ben White didn't make it to the World Cup this season, the coming World Cup, and anything makes Harry Maguire get on that plane, then it's a sacquable offense for Gareth Southgate. Because if you're looking at everything in terms of, if you're going to pick a squad in terms of performance, in terms of how they've actually been playing on the pitch, not even talking of this season, even last season, people were saying Ben White has been shit last season because he was gotten for 50 million. He is actually living up to expectation now, and he has actually been living up to expectation from the first day he started playing for Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal wasn't so
really convincing last season. But Ben White actually did his job. He actually did his job. He does his job. He goes to the pitch, does his absolute best, and he doesn't talk much.